Younger readers may find it difficult to believe, but years ago, before sophisticated polling methods, instant access to online information and the ability of parties to micro-target likely supporters with messages that might influence them, we occasionally had a rough idea who was likely to win an election the day before it. One reason it's hard to predict the choice this time is that no one much, apart from the true believers committed to the Nationalists, the Corbynite wing of Labour, or to Brexit, is terribly enthusiastic about what's on offer. The Tories' poll lead may be clear, but that's because of the extraordinary unpopularity of Jeremy Corbyn, recently on an approval rating of -76, rather than enthusiasm for Boris Johnson, whose own rating is well into negative figures. There has been some argument about whether the polls have narrowed, which seems likely, or whether both Labour and the Tories have simply gained similar levels of new support, from the Lib Dems and Brexit Party respectively. If the latter, it's the Conservatives who should worry, since they may have run out of voters to acquire, while widespread tactical voting could yet help Labour deny them a majority, even if no one thinks an outright Corbyn win is plausible. There are several factors in the uncertainty and variation in the polls that can be identified. One is the degree to which they factor in past voting intentions. It's swing voters in marginals, after all, who determine any election. Another is the reliability of those canvassed. You'll remember the Youthquake. It even became Word of the Year, which turned out for Labour the last time, and led to the party doing better than expected. You may not remember that 6 months later, the British election study team concluded that it had never happened, and that the turnout amongst the youngest voters may even have fallen between 2015 and 2017. Even more remarkably, polling companies have found that as many as 8% of voters are mistaken about who they voted for the last time. With data like that, you may as well be rummaging around in chicken's entrails. This problem, like all problems, is amplified on social media, the ultimate dunce's playground. The very nature of connections on Twitter and Facebook has led swathes of people to believe that they are in tune with the whole country, poised on the brink of a landslide, when in reality it is just people who already share the same opinions. That may delude the true believers I mentioned above, but one other group, those whose priority is remain at all costs, have the added difficulty that, while convinced they're right and in the majority, it's not certain who ought to get their vote. There are three-way marginals, such as Midlothian, Kensington, and Portsmouth South, where, if the aim is to stop the Tories, the other parties. For more on this story, visit the news article link.